you're adorable back here with It Moves. It occurred to me last time we were playing that all the stuff that we were coming across was stuff that I believe was in the demo that I had seen. But this, I'm pretty confident, was not in said demo. I believe the demo ended after Chapter 3. So that might have been why I had some facade that I was not utterly terrified of everything that was happening. So now that goes away, which is great. I'm sure everything will be fine. It's not like bad things happen in nightmares. I mean, you can't die in a nightmare. A hook hangs from the wall. A piece of meat hangs to dry from it. Ah, fun that there's no blood anywhere else on it. There's an earthquake. Okay, I guess it's fine. Earthquake? Sorry, earthquake? It's the first time I've ever spoken out loud to myself. What was that? Just lightning, probably. Ah, you know, I didn't check this door. It sort of seems sketchy to... Alright, I'm guessing that noise means it's locked. So, uncheck that door and go literally anywhere else. The painted glass depicts some religious man, I guess. That's about as much as I get from it as well. Oh, this is cool. Oh, it's the light. I see. The light is like flashing through the windows, which is why it makes those weird patterns on the screen. Oh, that's cool. I'm afraid to walk forward. Oh, wait, do I have enough room at the bottom here? Oh, I do. What is this mark on the wall? The music in this place is much less spooky and a lot more funky, actually. I dig this. The painted glass depicts a scene from the Bible. A scene where a swan turns into a dragon and then plays with fidget spinners, I guess, based on the picture. I remember that from the Bible. Well, all those times that I read it, which were 0 times. Alright. Guess we're just gonna keep going through doors and things will get worse. Ah, there are less windows this time, which means less light, ultimately. What the hell was that? Did it just lag or did I just... Okay. There's another door here. Let's skip that. What is that? Oh, it's a big old spider. Hi! I guess we're not going that way. I'll just ignore you. Oh. This seems like probably wasn't in the Bible, right? I don't remember the jar of heads verse, but I haven't read it, I guess, so... Various jars with disgusting stuff inside. I'm glad we agree on one thing, kiddo. Yikes, and war with the earthquakes. Another one. This big jar is filled with heads of some sort. Do we really need to know what kinds of head? How many good kinds of heads can there be in a jar? None, I tell you. It doesn't matter. It's just, oh, this is pretty. But what, oh, it's like 3D scene. Am I like on the front of a pool or something? Well, let's hope that doesn't turn towards us when we walk past it. It's probably gonna be alright, right? Hey, what do you know? It was totally fine. Actually, I probably should have examined that. There could have been something interesting there. I just wanted to leave the room as soon as possible. It's a big pool, but I'd rather not use it. Okay, this kid is sensible, I tell you. Oh man, the screen effects are... Yes? Say again. The picture depicts a couple of men standing in front of a car. That's a good thing to have in a church. Looks like a mat. I guess there's no reason something like that couldn't be in a church. I'm just... What is that on the floor? Alright, I guess we're just not commenting on the weird dried meat anymore. Are those dead cats and dogs? Why are people hanging things in the wire? There's so many hung meats. Oh, okay, now it goes to basement times. Now saving. Thanks, autosave. Oh, okay, the fun, spooky music is going away, and now it's just nightmares. I don't actually see a way out of this room in particular. Maybe I'm supposed to check the gates that locked me in. Let me just check all the walls, though, instead. Yes? Where does that noise originate from? Oh, the ceiling is corpses, I guess. I hope that this is supposed to happen. That's probably supposed to happen. I mean, most churches have a basement with little blood crushers. Ah, they teleport you. That's good also. Especially the babies with the mustaches. That's always how you know you're in a safe place. If there's no babies with mustaches, then it's not really a church. We're learning so much about churches this today. Oh, they don't all have mustaches. What was that noise? It was like someone whispered. I don't like that noise is happening. Oh, it's their mouths snapping shut. Why does it do it with like a spring-loaded thing? Oh, I don't like that. Does it happen if I go on the bottom as well? It does. Okay, good. So there's no weirdness with I'm supposed to only do some of them and not others. So if I just keep going to the right, are they just gonna keep snapping their mouths shut? I don't have an objective right now. Oh wait, there are more heads than there were before, are there not? They're no longer closing. I guess they're already closed, and there's no examination I can do on any of them, so that's probably fine. I don't like the church anymore. Can we leave? Actually, should I go to the left? Is that something I should do? Oh, I'm not allowed to go back left. Good! Well, that makes my job so much more simple. It's probably, the growing ambience is probably not indicative of anything problematic. I hope one of these heads doesn't, like, snap off and come after me. Hey, listen, you've got your terracotta from me for the day. We need to move on to the next thing, please. Which one of you is crying? Stop it. Listen, I've got a pack of jelly beans here, if you really need it. Use your words, damn it, you infant. Alright, the music is no longer fun. I think I would like to speak to the composer of this, and then tell them they had the wrong vibe. This was not, you failed the vibe check, game. No, please. I don't like this place. Is the road getting bigger? No. Why, hello. I think we're gonna go no, okay. Well, yeah, let's just have a staring contest with our character, shall we? Yeah, things are going fine. They're probably just trying to... They just want their jelly beans. But I'm not giving them any. Not today, anyways. Oh. Who is that? Oh, that looks like the mother. But... well, she didn't help! My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided the wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. Man, this took a sudden turn into... I mean, I guess perhaps that could be the source of some of our nightmarish trauma, but... oh, I see, this is like multiple days showing of her coming in and saving us and then walking back out again. Oh, that's rough. Oh, there wasn't as much mention of this stuff happening priorly, but I guess it's short game so far, so there could always be more development of this. My mother was trying her best to keep her... in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided that she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anguish at her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of, oh no, Mum can't save me anymore, but of what my nightly visitor may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of this thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk, removing all of the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs which we kept in a cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. What's with the music right now? I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable, but I would be damned if I'd give that thing a place to sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix which I had seen there before. Yes, all the church stuff last night really saved us, so I can imagine why you'd think that. While my family were not very religious, at that age I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came, and as I drifted off to dream, I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Without incidents. Sorry, I don't know why that was funny to me. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Oh, does that mean this is like going to be the finale night? Chapter 5, what is it? Chapter 5, Urban Explorer. Oh, it's going to be spooky alleyways and streets, isn't it? Gorsh, I tell you. Oh, what is that? What is any of this? Please let me save, thank you. I always start from file 3, because that's my lucky file, but do I have enough spaces for, only one more space for chapter 5, because we might have to put 6, 7, and 8 in the first 3 slots. Alright, woof! It says, woof? It does. Well, the Frankenstein thing doesn't, but why does it have like 3 faces? What does this say? A poster for a play. Kids don't care about plays. A bunch of school books. Ah, so we're in a school. You know what, that's probably better. Stacks of notebooks. Come on, every kid has to. But I won't do it again, because probably that's how you that's how you bring out the evil piano spirits. Which are a thing, obviously. Okay, let's hope that crucifix does something. The feeling that something's invading your privacy, the feeling that something's invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. No joke. I don't like this place. Hey, my privacy feels invaded. Alright, that's probably good. It probably didn't come from... What are you? Hello? Oh, you're leaving. Okay. I thought you were facing me and I was gonna go say hello. This is suddenly starting to feel very Aoni. And as much... You are good. Oh, that's terrifying. What is this? Good. You are. The clock has stopped. At least it's not making any noise then. Bunch of school books. I guess I won't bother searching the desks. Oh, yeah, I've got a bad feeling. Even if you don't know why they are here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. Oh, bugger. I didn't realize going into one room would trigger more story stuff. I was trying to explore all the rooms for all the flavor text. Oh, please don't say I'm going to open one of these rooms one of these times and it's going to be right there. The newspaper article is too aged to read. Oh, so it's an old school. That's probably, the best school, right? Why am I... Oh, there's a face in the locker. Let's look at anything else, please. This room, for instance. Oh, this is a spooky office storage room. A writing desk with some school material on it. What kind of school material? Who knows? A writing desk with some school material? Let me guess. A writing desk with some school material? Oh, yes. Indeed. Good thing we've got all the school... What kind of noise? Who would make such a noise? Looks like there's nothing inside. Various books that look like they would be hard to read. What about these things? A big filing cabinet. Alright. Well, if we never need files, we know where to go. Okay, there wasn't more dialogue after these rooms. Hello, yes. I promise I will get you your Tums in a minute, dear friend. A mattress dirty and worn out. And what is on this one desk? There's a piece of paper here. It reads, knock knock. Who's there? Is this a bunk bed? Pile of mattresses dirty and worn out, so not exactly yet. It could be a bunk bed if you believe hard enough. Why am I not allowed? Am I allowed to leave the room? Or is that just gonna happen? Okay. We're all fine. Okay, a bathtub in the middle of the classroom. Everyone has that one of those in their math classroom. Sometimes you just gotta wash yourself of all the numbers. An old picture of what seems to be a religious man and woman. Excellent. It's a triceratops. I'm glad that that's beside all the pi symbols. Or P, or however you say it. Stack of comic books. A bunch of old school books. Why do we have just one thing of comic books? Why can't it all be comic books? Yes, stop screaming. It doesn't make things better. What's happening now? The sounds of screams are awful. Yes! They're even worse when they are your own. Was that what I sound like a minute ago? No, I guess not. What's that? Oh, hi. Oh, I wanted to talk to you, but I guess that's not happening. We're just gonna go through more rooms. There are various school rules painted here. Indeed. Oh, the floor is very broken here, so I guess if we want to get there... Oh, we can't even get into this room. Well, the lock on the door is broken. I don't think I can get in here. That makes things so much easier. With respect to the number of... Hi there, are you... You're like a sheep tank. Alright, you don't have any words to speak when I say hello to you. Oh. Oh, that was awful. I couldn't move left or right when I was in front of it. Ah, no, stop leaving the room. I want to explore this, but... Okay, I can't move left or right when I'm in its... Oh wait, I can. That's very weird. Never mind. The weird buffalo sheep things are very confusing in the way that you interact with them, and we just don't have to worry about it. Although it doesn't actually appear as though there's anything worth using here. Oh, can I get you out of the door? Uh-oh. Did I do a bad... Oh no, there's room here. Okay. Maybe we just don't go into any more weird rooms that we don't have to. Let's just go down the stairs. Oh, well... Oh, okay, so we went into the haunted school, went down all the floors into a creepy storage room, and then there's a hole with a ladder going down even further. This can only go well. Alright, plants grow through cracks in the floor. Only one plant, really. Busted old machine of some sort. It looks almost like a... I don't even know what it looks like. Like a boiler or something. Bad things are gonna happen when we go down this ladder, aren't they? But may as well. No, I don't like how dark... Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna stay that dark and I was not on board. Okay. Please stop making that sound. I'm sure it's all not that bad. Oh, I thought those were ghosts, but they're lights hanging from the ceiling. And they're changing colors, which is also interesting. This has a very eerie... This is like that, Power Drill Massacre game. The environment here. It's very cool. I like it. Oh, that's not a door. Okay, cool. Yeah, you too. Right back at ya. This is gonna be confusing and mazy. I don't want to go around. At least I'm getting dulled to the screams because of how often they're happening now. But is there any point to me progressing down? Oh, what's with this here? Why is the wall tear down there? Anyways, surely we just keep going up and then something good happens to us. I think that's probably likely. Unless, is this looping? My spatial recognition is not so good. Alright, so this room has a crack there, and then there are two lights when you come in. Let me just keep going up and see if I come across that room again, because this looks familiar. Just left and up every time. Yes, okay, so we are looping back to the same rooms. Okay, so I gotta try taking different paths. To the right, to the right, to the right, right, right! Oh, yes, this looks new and very, like it's trying to funnel me towards one singular and very scary thing. Yep, that's the vibe I'm getting from here. Actually, this looks eerily like the exact same room that I was just in. Does it not? No, never mind. The other one didn't end on the right side. Starting to... Actually, it feels like the path is sort of straightening out. Yep, it's very much straightening out, and now it's going to be just all the way straightened out. Oh, there are things moving in this room, and I can't tell if they're friendly. Hi there. Never mind. You know what? I don't really know what's on your head or what is your head. Oh, I understand now. Okay, I see. Your face, like, splits open. I'm not sure about these ones on the side, though. Oh, no, you're the same thing, but facing right. I see. There's perspective. What are you, exactly? You're like a bumblebee mixed with a cactus, mixed with a dragon fruit. All right, well, I guess I'll just... Oh, I'm climbing on top of the desk in front of you to say hello, I suppose. Oh, no, I'm lying down on the sacrificial table for whatever ritual is about to be performed on me. It's probably going to be good. Are you about to exorcise me from all the scary things that are happening? Is that why it's zooming in like that? I mean, if the camera zooms, that's a good sign. Yes, I too can do the magical arm flappy. Begone, foul thing that lies on the bottom bunk. I'm pretty sure these people are all here to help. They have such friendly faces. I think that sound means it worked. I retract my previous statement. That sounds like it made things worse. Is it time to wake up now? I mean, winter's the longest nights. Oh, I don't even know that we ever gave Dad a voice. You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nothing. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. All right, then. Eat your plate of mysterious 2-pixel things in peace, child. All right, is it chapter 6 time then? Oh, I see. Mama is still away. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. As my eyes adjusted, I could... This music sounds a little less spooky somehow. As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually... As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually make out the window and the door and the walls and some toys on a shelf, and even to this day I shudder to think of it, for there was no noise, no rustling of sheets, no movement at all. The room felt lifeless yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hate-filled thing which had terrorized me night after night, was not in the bottom bunk, it was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but nothing came out. Utter terror had shaken the very sound from my voice. There's gonna be some awful zoom up on its face, isn't there? I lay motionless. If I could not scream, I did not want to let it know I was awake. I had not yet seen it, I could only feel it. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline and I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will not ever forget. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless... Okay, the music is getting less comforting. Laying there motionless in the darkness, I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then, but the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew that it would be hours before sunrise, a sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, aren't we all? But I reached a breaking point. I mean, when we were children. A moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under this intimately deviant abomination no longer. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves, leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed, then I remembered. The crucifix. My hand still lay underneath the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused, but it could not be found. I had either knocked it off the top bunk or had I could not bear to think of it, been taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed if I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that bed behind, but how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I should make it to the door? What if it is faster than me, or should I slowly slip out the top bunk, hoping not to disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing that it had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. It just wants to snuggle. Uh-oh. Chapter 6. The Abyss. Oh, so have I fallen back into a dream? Uh-oh. Oh, they're gonna make me do water stuff? No. Okay. Let's hope there are exactly as many save slots as chapters. Not to say I wanted this to end earlier, but I want the terror to end earlier. Oh, it's water. They didn't tell me there was gonna be water. Okay. It should be okay, 2D. 2D water is not as scary. It's pretty scary. Hey, at least the fish are friendly. They're not trying to, you know, divide my soul lengthwise. Why is that noise happening? Where is down? Oh, I found it. Okay. Oh, man. At least I can hold my breath pretty well. Apparently, especially for a young child. I mean, most I could have held my breath for is at this age probably be like 40, 70 seconds. Not much. This kid can hold it for hours like a dolphin. What is this and why is it happening? I can't tell if this is like an underwater castle or like a weird military submarine. I don't like the thought of it being either, to be honest. Oh, that's weird. I can swim under this one, but not this one. I guess they want me to go right in that big front door, don't they? Okay. That's great. Swimming in a tight corridor is probably extremely safe and not nerve-wracking. Oh, that was my father's corpse floating down the... Why? Why would he be there? I don't want him to be there. Drain water and remove diving gear? No! Wait, I guess. I just thought there was somewhere else to go in that room while swimming that I might want the elevation for. Okay, that's just the water being siphoned out. I didn't really think I was in any kind of airlock prior to that. Okay, I guess so I can't go back in there. What's this locker? Nothing got in it. Okay, so we're just waiting for the... Oh, right. Depressurized. Great. I guess we're just gonna climb down into underwater. In the abyss, as they say. That is my father! Why? Hey, why was your corpse? Okay, never mind. I guess you can just ignore me. Just like you did at breakfast. Gonna look at your bed where you were sleeping. Nothing on your... read logbook. Yes, please. Captain Theodore Fielding, September 2nd, 2007. So is that actually my father's name? Or is this just all weird dream stuff? One of my biggest fears, I hope nothing bad happens in this book while I'm reading it. One of my biggest fears is deep water. Ironic when you consider the fact that I am now working on a mining station thousands of feet underwater in the Mariana Trench. It's not Marianas? Anyways, no, that's not ironic at all. That's just a normal fear to have, regardless of where you work. I have always wondered why I was afraid and reached a simple conclusion. The true fear presented here is actually going down beneath the surface into the depths. It's a combination of all our most common fears. 1. Fear of the dark. When you're at the bottom of a body of water, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. Have you ever tried to swim down as far down in the lake as you can? Yes. It was awful. It gets really dark and cold really fast, about 10 feet down. But even that's nothing compared to the deepest point on the entire crust of the Earth, located at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, the Marianas Trench, which is 38,000 plus feet. If you put Mount Everest at the bottom of the trench, the top of the mountain would still be over a mile below the surface of the ocean. Everything below you is complete darkness, and this definitely plays into our collective fear of the dark. Next page? Oh man, I don't like the way the next page snaps towards my face. 2. Fear of suffocating. Have you ever gotten to the point where you swam down too far in the swimming pool and you seriously considered the fact that you might not make it back to the top before you ran out of breath? If you've ever been roughhousing as a kid with blankets and pillows and you accidentally got pinned down inside a sleeping bag or something, and you get to that point where laughter temporarily turns to screaming, you know what a scary concept not being able to breathe is. Oh my god, one time when I was a kid, the first time I got winded ever, and I did not know what was happening, I lost my mind. I just remember having zero breath in my lungs and trying to say, call the police, and I was just like, my family was just laughing their ass off at me because they knew I was fine. Oh, that sounded more sad than I meant it to. You know what a scary concept not being able to breathe is. Even if you have scuba gear with you down in that dark abyss, there's a chance a valve could pop out or you could run out of oxygen. You can't see and you can't really take a deep breath. Could it get worse? Yes. 3. Fear of the unknown. I don't know that exactly constitutes a specific fear. There are over 1 million species of creatures in the ocean, and scientists estimate there are an additional 9 million species yet to be discovered. That means we only even know what 11% of the creatures in the ocean are. Most of the beings in the ocean are things mankind has never even seen or heard of. Who knows what could be down there? I somehow thought it was even less than 11%. Regardless, think about a time when you were walking in a dimly lit basement trying to find something. All of a sudden, something brushes up against the back of your neck. They become airborne, similar to a frightened cat. I guess you become airborne, similar to a frightened cat, and instantly turn around and shine your flashlight to see what it was. Man, they really changed the the tense here. It's never anything actually scary, but in deep water, it's always something scary. It's dark, you can barely breathe, and something just touched you, and you have no idea where they just went. But there is more to fear, I'm afraid. 4. Fear of flying insects. Alright, so fish, I could see how that you would imagine that as you're walking along, all the beetles and scorpions crawling around on the ground, the huge black hairy spiders that are hidden from view in the cracks, and the slimy worms and snakes that are snakes aren't insects that are buried beneath the ground simultaneously start flying. I know I'm a pro biologist. That are buried beneath the ground simultaneously start flying anywhere they wanted. That is what the bottom of the sea without water would be like. For the strange creatures underwater, there is no up or down. Even the manliest men, even though they appear to be calm, quickly tense up and become filled with a secret fear that the bug might land on their eyeball or fly into their mouth, and that's why men try so hard to kill them. This seems like a bit of a sweeping generalization. Unfortunately, in deep water, you can't see any of the undiscovered freakish flying creatures that brush past your body as you grasp at your suffocating throat. 5. Fear of being caught. Thank you, Windows 10. Why is G-Force showing up in the top left? I hope that doesn't show up on the recording. Oh, there's also a big X at the... What is going on? What are you doing, G-Force? Imagine that you are running from a bear. You will be eaten if you are caught, and it doesn't help that bears can run faster sideways than the fastest human can run forward. Faster sideways? I have a new reason to be afraid of bears. When you're at the bottom of the sea, everything that is around you was built to move in the water. If something truly frightening like a shark or giant squid caught sight of you, wrong sight, you could turn the other way and flail about all you want, but the monster will catch up with you in a split second. You can't get away from anything. Even if you had the wherewithal to see and breathe, you couldn't run from danger. It would simply find you and devour you. There are lots of places that I wouldn't want to be, such as trapped in a burning house or alone in the vacuum of space. But in the burning house, at least I can see, and in space, at least there aren't any creatures that can get me. People often focus on the fear of being, like, specifically caught and devoured, and it actually is less of a thing for me. I'm just like, I just want to know where it's coming from. If you tell me that there's like a shark right below me and it will kill me in the next 3 seconds, then I'm much less afraid. As if it's like somewhere in the surrounding 3 miles. Not that it wouldn't also be a terrifying way to die, and I wouldn't want that. Don't do that to me. There are no other places in the universe that could combine as many common fears as 7 miles below the surface of the Pacific Ocean. It is because of the combination of all these fears that I am so horrified by deep water. I don't claim to know what this thing down here is, but I'm pretty sure it lives in the ocean, because things that live in the ocean are awful. Okay, that's just the end of the book. Sweet. I couldn't handle any more of that. Does this go down any further? No, there's like a boiler down there, but it's inaccessible from the ladder, which seems kind of pointless. Alright. Oh, great. We're just gonna keep going down. Hey, it's a nice old anglerfish. That thing looks kind of fun, actually. It's just gonna be in a hold under... Oh, we have to go out into the water. Are we gonna hop down? Okay. We're just gonna sink. Father, why did you suggest I should do this? Why am I falling into a hole? No. Oh, no. Don't make me go deeper. I don't want to go into deeper water. I am not allowed to move, by the way. Oh, there's just a massive thing down there. It's like a giant centipede or something with like a flappy face. It's like a death eel. Eek! What is it? I don't want it. I don't want it. Oh, it's so dark. Please, can we progress in this little experiential journey of ours, kiddo? I hate the part with the water. That is not... Okay, we're back in home. I mean, doesn't mean it's safe, but what if it was asleep? I hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally gotten me. That I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, it had been doing that Or perhaps it was toying with me for Damn it. Or perhaps it was toying with me after all. Shoot! It's one sentence. It's not a hard one. Or perhaps it was been toying... Oh my god! Attempt number 5. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, it had been doing just that for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory until the last possible moment. Like a wild animal savoring its prey. I don't think they tend to do that. They just go for the throat. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could, I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something smooth and cold, something which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. I held my breath in terror as I was sure it must now know that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. Oh, so it's like right on us. My confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. It's ripped! The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I even so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled in my stomach and my chest as I recoiled at my hand in disgust at the touch of straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch his face, although I wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved. Can we go back to Dream World? It's actually better than here. Chapter 7. Hostia. Hostia? Hostia. No idea what this is. Is that a place? Is that a word that I should know? Oh, this is wicked. This is super cool. Well, that's all the save files. I'm super small! Or I guess this is just really damn big. This is wicked. This is like Dark Souls or something. There's a silhouette. Oh, I don't like that noise. It only happens when I'm standing in front of the thing. Hey! Whoa, welcome to Flesh Mountain, where the blood is everywhere and their tentacles are for you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm on board with this one. Maybe we could just leave. Nope. I guess we gotta climb inside the Flesh Mountain. What are those? Like RVs or something on the side? What are those? Alright, into the orifice. Oh dear. Hey, well at least this is a little more fantastical than scary at the exact precise moment that we are in right now. I'm not gonna go into that doorway, I don't think. Hi, what are you? Oh, you're like an eye jellyfish. Cool. Excelente. This is kind of interesting. This is almost more introspective, this one. Alright, I don't like that thing that is moving. Let's go inside a door, why not? This might have been a mistake. What is this machine? What is it for? Dang, the visuals on this are something else. They've really captured, like, there's like a very clear aesthetic to this game. It's really impressive. I don't know why all the symbols are appearing on the side of the screen. I hope the recording hasn't buggered up, because this is pretty something. Hello, my friends. And having once chosen, never to seek to return to the crossroads of that decision, for even if one chooses wrongly, the choice cannot be unmade. I don't understand what you just said, and I'm gonna hope it's because I didn't talk to you first. At a crossroads in life, what does one do? Stand at the crossroads if you will, but if you not choose, I'll move on without you. Okay, that makes slightly more sense. I'm not altogether sure what you mean, but it makes slightly more sense. Hello? I guess that's preventing me from going there. I thought it was our friend of the red cloak for a minute. Oh, it does look like that, actually. But Crimson, or whatever we ended up calling them. Alright, they block every path, so that's probably good. Does that include the path back? Or has one of them gone now that the other two have shown up? Nope, they're all still there. What could it mean? I don't want to think about what it means, actually. I guess we're leaving, then. Oh, it took us to a different place. Okay, so that was supposed to happen. Hey, this is one of them. Hi, faces. There sure are a lot of faces going on. This is one of them, like, like electricity tower things. I don't know what they're actually called. Hi there. Oh, that's a nice song. Have you ever considered performing on stage? I'm sure the face and all that weird blinking happening is probably gonna help your case. And you know, you've got a second face, too, which is probably, I mean, the more the better, right? Ah, okay. So that's electricity flashing from those sign things. First I thought it was faces, but that's, you know, just harmless, make 8 million volt electricity is probably fine. All the same, is it okay if I leave? Will you take dramatic offense? Okay, so that time that was a face. I think we can agree. I think we're back in bed. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arms slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall which the bed lay against. Of all that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. Hello. I can see it now. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing which drew great delight from violating a young boy's bed, oh, that sounds so wrong, was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall like a spider striking from its lair. Suddenly its grip moved from a slow, slight tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and clawed at my clothes as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm... Emaciated? What am I saying? Its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contorting under the blanket. I was now realized where it was taking me, into the wall. I fought for dear life. I cried and suddenly my voice returned to me, yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why it was so eager to suddenly strike, why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, where the sun was rising, streaked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up my chest, as its head now poking out from under the bed, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features, I simply remember its breath against my face, foul and cold as ice. As the sun broke over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt, was washed, bathed in sunlight. recurring theme of suffocating. Interesting. I passed out as its scrawny fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. It sounds like we didn't win that fight that we were trying to win. What with the light happening, everything, will this be our last chapter, perhaps? I awoke to my father offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then, and now. I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I believed would stop that thing from taking a bed. Let me just sleep in the middle of the room now, with all the lights on. Little did I think that it would try to take mine, and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frostbitten night I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be, vibrating violently. I lay there, sure I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. Oh. Damn. It moves. A game by Snow Owl. I was about to say, if that's where it ends, that's an exceptional way to end. Because prior to that, it seemed... Oh, man. Oh, God, it's really hard to read this. Okay, music by... It's really dark. Elzened, I'm just going to do a preemptive thank you to every one of these people on screen because it's very hard to read because it's extremely dark. So that was It Moves. That was excellent. That's a great note to end on because, I mean, up to that point, it's all like, oh, it's a child having nightmares, but then it's like, the parents too. Wow. Oh, this was made with MV. Oh no, there's a port by it to MV, but I guess that's not this. Because in MV, I'm pretty sure you can move 8 directions, or maybe that's something you can toggle. Well, that was awesome. I want to slightly hold my criticism, or my comments until it. Okay, there we go. Now it's a proper end. Excellent. Does anything else happen after that? Oh, okay, good, great. So that was It Moves. A fun little romp. I only screamed like 8 times. I liked that a great deal. First and foremost, I mean, the visuals and just the whole aesthetic and environments of it were awesome. I love the different areas. I mean, I almost feel like I liked the very first place, the cave, the most. Just because it was sort of that first entry into the nightmare world of it before you have any idea what it's getting into. And it plays with your expectations there very well. Like the way there was like the face outside that was like, I don't prefer to call it stalking. And it was just like, all right, I see where this is going. That was awesome. Short and sweet. I mean, so that was 2 episodes we took to do it, each of about 40 minutes, so about an 80-minute, about an hour-long game. Very cool. As a horror game, I loved it tremendously. There were startling things, but I don't think it relied on jump scares, and each time it did some, it had already built up enough of like just ominous stuff for it to feel like it wasn't intrusive. Like, it didn't feel like, well, that jump scare wasn't in keeping with the rest of it. It was like, no, I can understand that happening here. In terms of the sort of the plot, if you will, I mean, part of me sort of wishes that because I mean, now that at the end, that it's like, it actually was, there was something potentially wrong with that room. That does bring up a few more questions. I mean, because it sort of started like, to feel like, for a moment there, when they were talking about his grandmother who's suffering from dementia, it almost felt like maybe they were trying to suggest that, like, all these nightmares are sort of like a twisted remorse because something awful has happened to my family, but also like a sort of almost because the kid also mentions at one point, his thought immediately goes to, oh no, mom's not going to be there to save me. And it was like, I almost thought it was like, what if this kid has the sensation that this is what dementia is like or something like that? And so it was like, I thought for a bit maybe that it was going for a thing of like, we project our fears about others onto ourselves, and that kind of can manifest, and they're using dreams to like show that or something like that. And maybe that's why his father showed up in like the deep dark ocean when that was all stuff that was happening. So I guess the ending with it, the room being cursed somehow kind of puts a damper on that, but it was still a cool twist. And I feel like the other like stuff they were kind of trying to leak into with the story was cool. I liked how there were a lot of details that were, I don't want to use the word frivolous because that makes them sound like I think they were pointless, which is not what I mean, but like stuff like there was that Anacorp thing. I just thought that was an interesting detail that they bothered making little things that you could foreseeably have seen this kid having seen somewhere in real life, and then it shows its way into a dream for no reason, kind of. It uses pointlessness well, is my point, I guess. The music and like the sound design was kind of cool. I mean, some of the music was spooky and interesting, and then some of it was spooky and awful, and then there were a lot of cool sound effects, some of which really unnerved me. I really didn't like when the mouth started closing in the church and there was that little like spring noise. That was not fun. On the whole, though, it was a grand old time I had here. Actually, I'm interested to check out if they've done anything else, this developer. If they done more horror stuff, I'm probably gonna try it, because this was really cool. This is a game that is free on Steam, and I will put the link down there, probably, assuming I don't forget. I forget everything, so sorry if that happens. And I've ranted about what I thought this game might have been trying to say, so I'm curious if you have any thoughts about what this game was trying to say, or do you think it was just trying to scare you? Because that's also a valid thing, that it may have been trying to, I mean, it was definitely trying to do that, and succeeding most of the time. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think it was about? Tell me! Please. Next video, we're going back into Ocarina of Time. We're rocketing towards the end there, but I want to see if I can get some of my gear souped up before the final confrontation, so that'll be lots of fun. Hopefully I'll see you then in that. And with that, Admiral's gonna be out of here, so hopefully I will see you around. Thank you so much for coming around. Peace. It looks like that girl didn't make it inside. What girl? That assassin. The one after the Chosen. What? She followed us? You didn't notice? I was busy thinking and stuff. Never let your guard down, ever. Assuming you want to survive. Oh yes, of course.